DreamHack at least, that you think TYLOO's going to win?
The percentage that I'm thinking is that you're being very creative, very imaginative at the moment, Jordan. But as we head into Mirage, it is looking like we're finally getting the grand final underway. Let's see if TYLOO can make this one look easy peasy, or if ViCi have any opportunity and can cause an upset just like they did yesterday. They do get the CT side to start on.
Well, according to our analyst desk, there is no chance. But we also probably would have said that about ViCi winning Mirage yesterday, and they did.
I think I did say that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's no way in hell ViCi have a chance here, and then they win. Well, TYLOO going to be going straight up short. Zoking, 2 quick ones to thin out the numbers for TYLOO, and that's going to be nice as well. Jamyoung fast through ladder, and the round's almost done.
Well, I guess ViCi's pretty warmed up after that game against Invictus. They've been playing a lot today.
Yeah.
TYLOO perhaps coming in a little bit cold, and that is quite evidenced in the pistol round here. Dan King is the last remaining survivor, and he's just going to try and dance around as long as he can, but there's really not a whole lot that he's going to do there. ViCi gets off to the pistol round, which is obviously a fantastic start on your CT side.
100%, and that is just what they need to have any hope in Mirage right now. At the moment, we are looking at a buy coming through as TYLOO have just gone straight for the Deagles. There's been a few times TYLOO have just destroyed the opponents, but look at those 2 Sharpies coming straight out. Zoking, he is here to game. Jamyoung finds himself a quick second there as well. And that was pretty much the round done in 20 seconds. To the second we go. Nade not quite thrown deep enough there. TYLOO expecting it. But they are just going to death ball up mid, it seems, waiting for any of ViCi to walk into the trap.
Well, Deagles are certainly not something that ViCi will be too happy to see. They had a lot of problems yesterday, and they have had problems today against Invictus when they were rolling around with Deagles. Summer's now got himself an M4A1S. Kaze will trade somebody back down, but Jamyoung's going to have to do a bit of work here, and he's doing a great job of it. Headshots to boot. It's not quite a 4-man spray down, but it's almost as impressive, and ViCi get away with the second. Looked like it could be scary for a moment. Good shot rounding the corner initially with the Deagle, but TYLOO will drop the round.
Some solid shots from Jamyoung, though. Look at this, just tapping away. Managing to find 3 quick ones, and then the 4th as well through a nice tight line there. Over towards Africa. We are going to see ViCi double down initially and suffer, well, minimal casualties. Looks like Jamyoung has dropped an M4 across as well to buy up for himself. TYLOO back on the Deagles, this time not with as much armor to play with, but let's see if they can force another plant. That's the site they try to go. Deagles not quite hitting the mark just yet, but Zoking still able to continue fighting. Good position from Advent here as well. Fighting from Texter. Good shot from Summer. That's going to be first blood, but Orman here for some redemption. And I thought there might have been a chance, but it looks like ViCi now have TYLOO's number, and it's all up to somebody in the 1v4. He's looking to come on the big flank. Just playing in apartments there. Kaze spots him, but this Tech 9, not sure it's going to do too much wrecking. Bink through the wall, and somebody just hunting for that head, but he's not going to be able to find it as ViCi start the match nicely, 3-0, but now's the time they need to worry about TYLOO. AK's in play.
Yep. This is the important round for TYLOO. This is the one where they can really start to stamp their mark on this matchup. If they get over the line, a very, very solid gun round here against ViCi continues to then reinforce that storyline that TYLOO are the ones in control of this matchup from the outset. So far, TYLOO haven't really shown us all that much. It's been a good couple of rounds from ViCi. Have all fully upgraded into this round as well, so they definitely don't want to be dropping it. Mid control starting to be established for TYLOO early on in the piece. A few flashes being thrown in, but ViCi are looking like they want to fight for it.
It's a very slow approach from TYLOO. Not wanting to lose any of the rifles early. Topcon smoke coming through now. Looks like we have a setup from these positions where TYLOO will probably end up going to go for a B split, but Summer's got these flashes hoping to get the mid players up short. But it's potentially, is this a double con setup? It is as well. Zoking going to be hiding in the corner, and it's actually Attacker to find slowly and Advent, so a bit of an odd situation. Now Zoking, the second man in con, and Foreman in a solid position in short as well. This is now TYLOO losing the bomb, losing control of mid, and potentially just losing the round just like that.
This is a great start from ViCi, but they need to make sure they keep these guns alive. Summer has the opportunity to do a bit more damage. He's not going to win the round. Bombs dropped on short. He can't really do anything about that, but a couple of kills here can really change how the rest of this half can look to play out. Zoking maybe looking to overextend a little bit here, but wisely backs away. Now it's Orman's turn. That's sharp from Summer. And that's why TYLOO cannot be underestimated. Even in a 1-on-3 situation like that, Summer's still able to get something done. ViCi don't get away with it cleanly, but they do get away with it just good enough to make you feel that that gun round was quite solid indeed. TYLOO now down 4-0, and it is their own map choice. Yesterday we saw ViCi picking up the win on this map as well. I don't know, man. Tactical timeout pretty early on in the piece for TYLOO. It seems they're rattled.
Yeah, well, the thing was, ViCi just had their number in that round. The double con setup with, I think, a player in window, player in ladder. ViCi were just ready for that B split to come through and just read TYLOO like a book. So they just seem to be bringing structure into this matchup, which is something that ViCi, you know, don't usually lack, but they're winning rounds with it. And even in that 1v3, you could see that Summer was just waiting for someone to overextend. I think Orman probably went a little bit too far with the jiggle peak. Could have lost his life, but did manage to trade it out. Kaze as well just posted from Con, communicating that he's got full vision of that line. Boys, don't bother swinging too much wider. Just peek on my contact. Which, you know, neither of them really listened. They both did go a bit aggressive, but they weren't punished for it.
A bit of a force buy in from TYLOO. Not really a force buy, more of a half buy than anything else. Galil in the hand for Summer. And a few smokes available as well. So they've got something up their sleeve here, Mac. Quite a few posted toward mid. It looks like it's going to be an A split, but the smoke's going down for Connector. It's an interesting strategy from TYLOO. It prompts a bit of the utility in response from ViCi, but already not a bad start here for ViCi. They know that they don't need to overcommit to too much like this. They're going to have the utility advantage. They throw all the mollies down. TYLOO has to run through those. They play the smart angles, and ViCi having absolutely no problems against this pistol buy from TYLOO. It's a nice change up from the match against Invictus, where they struggled astronomically on Nuke, to see a couple of really solid anti-ecos from ViCi.
Yeah, really solid understanding of the rotations there as ViCi. You can see that as a protocol, the molly was dropped at the bottom of Con, making sure that no pistols could be coming charging that direction. Window player backs off into the crawl space instead. And as the boost comes up into window, it was just picks all across the map. And ViCi now left in this 5v1 situation, full control of the bomb there at A main. Attacker has just stayed silent. They, I believe, spotted him earlier in the round, and he could potentially find a fight with Jam Young here, but how's the timing going? Oh, makes some noise just at the wrong moment, and with 21 seconds, he did just want to fall to make sure he got some extra money into round number 6, but that is a clean beginning from ViCi, 5-0. They are here to play.
They certainly are, and that's exactly what we want to see out of a grand final like this. You know they're going to come in pretty hot, but the question also becomes, how can they go the distance? How long can ViCi actually make this happen? Because 4 maps in a row is a long game to play, but when you've already played a couple prior to that, ViCi need to ensure that they don't run out of steam here. All well and good to start off really, really hot, but it needs to come over the course of a whole map, and then theoretically for ViCi, the course of a whole 3 maps, because they do need to pick up 3 maps in this series. That's what makes this so unfathomable for ViCi. It's like, yeah, you know, ViCi can take a map or 2 off of TYLOO. We've seen it, you know, a lot, plenty of times. But can they take 3 maps off of TYLOO?
Yeah, that's the big question at the end of the day, but we will find out within the next couple of hours who will reign victorious. For now, it's ViCi in the lead. And they've taken that tactical just to discuss what they need to do to slow down TYLOO. Does TYLOO look like they're going to make a bit more noise over towards A this round? Trying to send somebody in for a fake at B, which has baited out a bunch of utility from ViCi. No damage done for either team just yet. Some are now looking to contact out Pal. Late window smoke coming through as well. TYLOO. Looks like the very late A split for them, but somebody's just going to be a nuisance here in connector.
King might have been spotted crossing to default. TYLOO are going to molly his position. The flash comes through, though. It's a good one from Kaze. Nicely helps out Zoking, but he can't do anything himself, and that is a little bit more explosive from TYLOO. Advent wins a difficult aim duel, helped out by Jamyoung, actually. ViCi bring it back to 3-on-3. Bomb plant does go down quite late, though. TYLOO already going to see ViCi on the rotations in here, but slowly is controlling the key position. Jungle, that's an aim duel that Orman needs to win every day of the week if they're going to have a chance in this retake. Still 2 players to find, though, and DanKing does a number on to Orman. It's Jamyoung, though, and the lineup. DanKing and Summer fall. That is clean, crisp, and beautiful from the young player in this ViCi Gaming roster. This is why we say he's the hope of Asia.
Today's the day. Today may just be the day. It's still early days.
You've really done a very quick flip, Mac.
Have you met me? I'm just looking at what's in front of me, Jordan. I was looking at stats which highly suggested that TYLOO were going to win this, and now I'm looking at ViCi leading by 6 rounds. But all it takes is one good round from TYLOO to get them back into the game, to swing that momentum.
That's the key point, isn't it?
Yep.
And we were watching much the same performance from ViCi on Nuke in the first half, and then there was that one round for
The difference
Invictus.
is, yesterday when these two teams played one another, Jamyoung wasn't there at the point to what he is today.
Definitely.
Jamyoung is putting on a performance, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing for him.
That's good from Kaze. Pretty routine shot, but you'll sometimes see that shot missing, and that's when you know some of the mistakes and some of the issues really more so are starting to creep into ViCi's gameplay. And it's not necessarily just Kaze that I'm talking about in that respect. That's more of an example of it. Some routine kills. ViCi just don't pick them up, and you think, well, what's happened there? I do want to see what ViCi is going to be able to do from a deficit kind of a position, because we've very rarely in this map so far seen them struggling for numbers early in the round. If they lose the initial pick, how does that change the outlook of this game? Not an issue for them thus far. Jamyoung under a little bit of pressure, but he does have Orman back him up, and that's aggression from Jamyoung that's going to work out perfectly. Now we just have to play off the contact. Perfect flashbang comes through from Orman, and Jamyoung almost cleans up Summer as well. It's nearly the perfect round for ViCi, but they do get away with 4 guns, and they'll be happy enough with that. AK's retrieved as well. ViCi 7-0, and when does it stop? That's what's TYLOO going to be asking at the moment.
I'll tell you what's happening, Jordan. So TYLOO is trying to play slow, structured gameplay, but ViCi, this is enabling them to play their gameplay, which is a much better, much more polished version of the slow, structured gameplay. And they've got these flashes coming in just to support everything, especially on these B-site hits, which TYLOO are usually pretty good at, but just taking so long to get in there, it's allowed ViCi just to have their way with them at the moment. So what I want to see from TYLOO right now is them to realize, hang on, we got to stop showing ViCi some respect here. We have to play our game. We have to go in quickly. We have to be lightning fast. And as you mentioned, they need to start to find some entries to have that man advantage and be able to trade and play off of that, because that's not what I'm seeing from them right now. But ViCi, I'm sure they are excited with what TYLOO is presenting them.
Pistols and armor for TYLOO. Could be an exciting round indeed, Mac. TYLOO really haven't been able to find anything so far. 11 deaths at the moment for ViCi Gaming out of 7 rounds, I should say. 11 deaths out of 7 rounds, though, is kind of showing us that TYLOO's really just not even getting frags anymore. Jamyoung again up here on the apartments line is going to continue to get some work done, decides to fall back off. Orman's called for it. There's a lot of players filtering through the apartments here, but Jamyoung and Orman are having no problems at all, and it's that one smoke that Jamyoung really just drops down at his feet that stops TYLOO in their tracks. And when you stop in your tracks in the apartments, it's a slaughterfest.
Well, that's it. TYLOO, they look like they're just baiting one another. The consensus was to go through, and then one person died. Everyone slowed up. This is not what you want to see from TYLOO at this point. You need to see some confidence. You need to see some structure, or at least, you know, the potential for them to go and trade one another. But at this point, they're not hitting their shots. It's just Jam Young having a field day. We are 8 rounds in, and he's got 17 kills, Jordan.
It's a
What is that?
superhuman effort, really.
He's putting the whole team on his shoulders right now.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. Kaze's 10-2. Orman's been pretty solid as well and has been doing a great job helping Jam Young out, to be fair, with the utility usage as well.
No, I saw a picture. He's putting the whole team on his back right now, Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Advent, certainly. 0-4 at the moment, but that's fine. Or 0-3, rather. 4 assists. That's fine, though. When Jam Young's got 17 kills, you don't notice it. It doesn't matter. They're not even really going to the A bomb site. So Advent hasn't really had all that much to do. It's pretty interesting that TYLOO have consistently tried to probe the B site as well when Jam Young's having this kind of an impact. But I guess it doesn't really matter because even if Jam Young's coming in on the retake, he seems to be able to make things pretty difficult for TYLOO. Orman is going to be ballsy enough to creep through the murder hole when they've got absolutely no control of that. And TYLOO are running around like headless chickens.
Well, they know that Zoking's here, but somebody just shows all of his focus straight on this position and just falls for free from a peek from CT, and that is not how you want to see these rounds playing out. It's just tunnel vision at the moment from TYLOO. But Danking and Attacker might just be able to salvage the round if they can hit some nasty shots, but at the moment, it's just up to Danking.
Yeah, he'll try and do a bit more economic damage here, but I'm really not sure how much that matters right now. ViCi have so much cash. 11k for Orman. Kaze is going to be up there when this round ticks over. And that's the really big thing for me at the moment. Is like, yeah, we've seen ViCi get off to good starts against TYLOO. Admittedly, probably not this good. But what's even better about it is that TYLOO don't even seem to be able to get any kills in these rounds. And when they do, they're inconsequential kills. The two kills that came through in this round were already after it was a 5-on-3 or 5-on-2 even.
Well, that's
and you know they're not going to matter.
If your strat is don't let somebody or slowly get started or even Attacker for the fact of it, then look, I think it's a solid strat. Problem is, Danking now has 15 HP and has to survive. He does choose the right route now, and we'll be able to keep this AWP in play. But TYLOO, even with that round loss bonus, they just couldn't get that bomb planted, they should have had full control of the A site there, but Zoking just didn't peek, dropped the smoke on the molly. That molly should have come out so much earlier and forced him into the open. Somebody could have wiped him out for free, and I think it was Advent who was playing over towards Texter there, or wherever it was in front of the missiles. It's just everything is going in ViCi's favor. They're playing TYLOO like a fiddle.
Yep. Just keep questioning, when is this round actually going to fall by the wayside? And it doesn't look like it's going to. Advent on the bomb site. Surely this is a kill for Attacker, and it is finally some success, but he's not aware Zoking is still up on the balcony. Zoking does get traded down, and this is the first round in quite a while that looked like it might actually be a bit more of a 50-50 than anything else. Kaze, Orman, and Jam Young, though, 3 players who have been instrumental in ViCi's success so far today and throughout this tournament, still alive. And 3 TYLOO players who really have yet to get rolling. Slowed things down quite a lot. Really just playing the mid-round here, TYLOO. Maybe waiting for a mistake from ViCi. It doesn't look like they're going to get it. You've still got Jam Young anchoring on the B bomb site. He's not seeing anything. No reason for Kaze or Orman to do anything silly. And Orman's even still keeping an eye on CT spawn. So there's no way that ViCi's going to get caught off guard here. It's going to have to be good old-fashioned play into the bomb site from TYLOO. They do a bit of damage to Kaze. Difficulty for TYLOO is there is absolutely no utility. So getting a bomb down is not going to be possible. Jam Young, again, so switched on. He sees nothing at B. He knows, well, I guess they probably haven't rotated. And the only place that they can plant safe is just behind triple. But that's not safe if I push short. Kaze finishes it off. What a phenomenal round in the end there from ViCi. It looked like a 50-50, but that's 100% from ViCi. Perfect round played.
I don't know who that was supposed to be covering short just to enable that plant to come through. But they didn't do their job, and that is going to be the pieces falling apart. Again, TYLOO could have had an opportunity, but JamYoung, one more time, puts his foot in the door and says, buy this damn vacuum cleaner, because I'm going to be sucking you boys up into a world of hurt. And it's, at this point, 10-0. This is a world from your imagination. And I'm sure you are very excited, Jordan.
Yep, I am. But my hopes are reserved still. You know, this is only map 1. It's a best of 5. ViCi is up 10-0, I'll grant you that. And they're probably going to win the map from here, but there's still 3 other maps in the pool. And all this does is equalize for ViCi and gives TYLOO the time to warm themselves up. So, well, there's a long series yet to play.
ViCi looking to make a play themselves there. I thought that might have been the boost up into ladder, but Advent chooses for the safe direction instead.
Well, Advent, Attacker was very, very quick into mid, so he spotted them out. Pretty obvious, I think, what they were going to try and do there. So they've just decided to cancel, which is pretty smart from ViCi. JamYoung needs to be careful. His head's not pinged off here by DreamHack. Took a little while to catch on that DreamHack was in the apartments, but he does hit a pretty clean rotation.
Oh, and that's a chance.
It is indeed a chance. That's even better of a chance. Advent's cleaned up. Summer has an AWP in hand. Finally, it's around for TYLOO, and it's just one of those ones where you think, well, what's happened there? You know, ViCi have just fallen asleep. One critical round. Every round is critical. I know they're up 10-0, Mac, but I'm still going to say it's a critical round because this is the one that gives TYLOO the confidence back into the half. And who's to say this doesn't end up being a 10-5? And at that point, it's not even that amazing from ViCi anymore.
Well, it fully helps out the economy as well. It's just going to put him in such a healthy position. And look, that bomb was ages away. TYLOO just didn't even care about it. They were too focused on killing everything that stood in front of them. And I believe that's just what they really have to do because nothing else is working at this point. And again, look, a couple of Deagles. Some good timing. Akalil as well. And we are going to see the Mac 10 have some impact. So M4 upgraded to 1 picked up by Slowly. AWP in the hands of Summer, which is probably going to be passed over to DreamHack. But Summer, the man that we didn't speak about, the man that we didn't expect to be fragging up a storm, is now leading the charge for TYLOO. But a 10-0 deficit, that's a rough one to try to play back in from. But there is a chance now with the economy that TYLOO, if they manage it effectively, can make this a 10-5 half.
Yeah, well, this is the round where you just need to see ViCi reset the situation and smash TYLOO right here. Reinforce that they're the better team in this matchup. Because if TYLOO gets over the line here, ViCi's money starts to get a little bit low, and then you think, oh, hang on, TYLOO's coming back into the round. Full execute this time from TYLOO, and Soaking's completely flashed out, has to hide underneath balcony. Attacker rolls around the corner, and this is a little bit more like it. TYLOO coming into the bomb site with a bit more of a gusto, and ViCi struggling to defend. Advent does grab himself one with the FAMAS, but the difference it makes having util on the T side, you can see how pressured ViCi are in CT spawn. That said, TYLOO have run out of all of their utility bar one molly on DreamHack. So how do they get a bomb plant here, Mac?
Someone actually covering con this time. That's really the only answer. Kaze might be able to go for a bit of a spam. It is going to go down. The flashback in. This time Advent cannot create any extra space, and TYLOO have a man advantage, but not for long as Kaze rips the head off of somebody through Firebox.
That is a sharp shot indeed. Smoke's going to go down on the bomb. That covers the CT angle off from ramp as well, and gives JamYoung a bit of room to move, pushing into the bomb site. He's going to have to tap the bomb to cause a little bit of a peek from TYLOO, and it does just that. Oh, that's beautiful from ViCi. Orman coming up with the goods, and that's not something I say all that often. I'm really impressed with Orman in this tournament so far. 11-1 for ViCi. It goes down to 2 guns, but it was a comfortable round win in the end, and it's a great response to the round that TYLOO just won.
Looked like TYLOO should have had their number there, but the bomb being tapped from JamYoung just gave them all the information in the world. Everyone thought it was getting stuck there from TYLOO, so they revealed their positions. Orman dealt with 2 of them perfectly. JamYoung jumping over the mid-site smoke at default, able just to isolate the fight with the sandwich player. And TYLOO got destroyed in a matter of seconds. Anyway, Into round 13 we go, and ViCi are performing right now. Dominance with the 10-round lead, looking to make it 11. TYLOO, they do have a bye here, but the economy could just be cooked again. Actually, with a bomb plant, they'll be fine to buy into the next. Regardless, ViCi,
We're going to try it again.
Up against this situation before.
Kaze in front of the smokes this time by default, by triple, but elects to back away, which might actually not be too bad of a decision. Damage has been done to attacker, but he's not too scared at all. He continues to push forward. There is enough util for ViCi to make a retake happen here, and they seem quite confident in their retakes on the A bomb site. Kaze, a 1-for-1 as he falls. It's Advent to pick that frag up. Interesting smoke goes through from Advent there, and Jamyoung does get picked off in CT spawn as well. Advent can't get anything done. DanKing coming into his own in this round. Zoking drops, and Orman, he'll try to save in CT spawn, but might be a little unlikely. He could get the pick here onto DanKing, though, if he gets his timing right. That round really fell apart a little bit for ViCi again, though.
Looks like the save should be successful, and Kaze with, well, what's going to be over 10k in the bank in the end is potentially going to be able to drop for the rest of the boys.
They should be able to get a good buy here for ViCi.
TYLOO, it was out of nowhere. Advent, he heard that jump up onto Ticket, didn't relay that to Kaze, who fell for free. I guess it was traded out, but he shouldn't have needed to trade it out. That should have been called. The smokes as well, just denying so much visual information. But DanKing is now starting to connect with the AWP, but the question is it too little too late?
No, it's never too little too late with TYLOO. Even yesterday, ViCi went down 11-4 in the first half of Vertigo, and they almost brought that back. So, like I said, I think every round here right now is critical for ViCi and for TYLOO. If you can get a 13-2 half against TYLOO, you better damn well get a 13-2 half against TYLOO.
You need everything. Well, for now, flash into the perfect spot. Second as well for Advent to close the distance. And a third. That's a lot of investment for absolutely no reward. Oh, and some are going to be spotted. Repeat comes through. Slowly wants to trade, but he's got a lot of damage going there. It's a 2-for-2 for now, but TYLOO, even still.
Jamyoung, look at this position from Jamyoung. He's wrapped all the way through T-spawn. He should get a free kill onto attacker, but if he waits long enough, he might spot somebody as well. He does! The spray is perfect. Attacker and somebody are down. It's just DanKing left alive, and he'll need some more heroics similar to what he presented last round. Does get smoked off here in jungle, so that's going to make life even more difficult. Dashes his way into connector. He gets all the way up on the short. This is dangerous. There's no smoke, and Kaze has to win a one-on-one. Jamyoung had the right idea with the initial smoke, but the wrong idea with leaving connector open, and Kaze is going to give the round up. 2-on-1. DanKing gets away with what really just feels like a free round in the end there. And we're up to 3. TYLOO salvaging the half somewhat.
11-4. If TYLOO have
look at the money,
a solid defensive side, isn't that bad.
I wonder if ViCi was better off trying to go for a smoke defuse there, because they know they're up against DanKing. You know, he's likely to have an AWP.
Well, the smoke was perfect. It went to where he was.
Yeah,
Problem
you're
was
not
that
wrong.
he just made the jump to short and completely caught the two CTs off guard. So awkward situation now, and TYLOO have such a better buy going into the final round of the half, but even still Zoking doing so much damage. Advent wants to connect more with the MP9, but Summer deals with him effectively, and it looks like TYLOO, off the back of the man advantage, might just be able to slot on another.
Well, he's still got Kaze on the bomb side. His position is known though, slowly seen it, so it's going to force him back. Look at Orman though, Deagle in hand, waiting for TYLOO to make the mistake of walking onto the bomb site. They haven't checked Palace, and it really doesn't at this point look like they will. They're more concerned about jungle. He just has to wait for attacker to plant the bomb. He's been seen now. Oh no! You can't be doing that, Orman. That was free. He was too patient, he was too sneaky, he wanted to be a little bit cheeky, but in the end, it's blown up in his face. That's the end of the half. TYLOO get up to 4, but is it enough? We'll find out in a bit.
Was the same now. All the blood we shed too, we charge it to the game. Yeah, charge it to the game. Look, all the work we put in, man, we charge it to the game. Yeah, charge it to the game. Yeah, all the tears you cry, mama, we charge it to the game. Now look at it.
You think I'm so stupid that I don't know where you've been, and I heard it all before. And now the lies are wearing thin. Do you think that I'm blind now? That I give you another chance? That I give you another chance? No. Falling down. I'm not falling down. Maybe you'll see I can be burned. Maybe you'll see a lesson learned. Falling down. So you got a new life now, but you're still coming around again. Don't you know that it's over? And I don't need another friend. Do you think that I'm blind now? That I give you another chance? Now you gotta go. Falling down. I'm not falling down. Maybe you'll see I can be burned. Maybe you'll see a lesson learned. I can live without you. I can breathe without you. I'm here. I can live without you. I can breathe without you. Falling down. I'm not falling down. Maybe you'll see I can be burned. Maybe you'll see a lesson learned.
Back into the swing of things in the first half of the first map of the grand final here in DreamHack Summer Asia. And it's a big half for ViCi. They get 11-4, although admittedly it actually looked like it could be a 15-0. Now, that's what we said about Nuke against Invictus Gaming as well, and in the end that went all the way to an overtime. So ViCi cannot be resting on their laurels right now. This is a much better half for them. It's 11-4 instead of 9-6 in the one that I was talking about. But it's TYLOO we're talking about, and a pistol round here to start off the half. ViCi could be finding themselves in a bit more of a difficult situation than they would have anticipated. Soakings straight into the A bomb site though, and ViCi definitely have got TYLOO's number here. TYLOO looking for some mid control. ViCi have gamed him and walked into the bomb site, but Orman does fall. Now Kaze as well, and a hole in the smoke is the problem for ViCi.
That's if Summer can make some work from here, but it is going to be a 2 for 2, and now it's all up to Jam Young to try to clutch this, but he has to get that reload off, flicking around, and Summer missed the opportunity, finds one of the Dan King. Now he is going to be pincered on, but that clock is ticking, and Jam Young has no idea that somebody was coming in on the flank. He had the right idea, but unfortunately there is a kit in play on somebody. He wants it as well, but Summer's not going to give it to him. This is complete devastation. But look, TYLOO win the round anyway, so I'm sure somebody wanted the extra couple of points there on the scoreboard. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But there you go. Solid start to the second half for TYLOO, and that's just what they need to get back into this game.
Exactly, exactly. ViCi looked so dominant in the first half, but it did just start to peter away towards the end. The 4 rounds that TYLOO pick up continues to give you a semblance of hope that they can return to some level of dominance here on Mirage. I mean, I don't know how many they won in a row against ViCi. Having lost the game yesterday on Mirage, at least indicates that ViCi could get over the line today and equalize this series at 1 apiece. Good utility usage, though, from TYLOO. And ViCi force bought into this round, but they haven't had too much success. Jam Young really needed that second spray down onto Summer to make this round look like something doable. Advent in the 1-on-3. He's not the kind of guy that regularly clutches these ones up.
You did say earlier, you see him in a 1-on-1 and you never pick Advent. Although somebody doesn't seem to have spotted him. It's a matter of time. His leg there has been spotted, and Advent in the 1v3 has now found 2 of the kills that he's needed.
Advent is poggers?
He is pogging.
Question mark?
Out of his mind. Look, both players on 15 HP. MC agrees that Advent is poggers, don't you? No, he doesn't. He just wants... Yeah, he does. Okay, beautiful. He reckons Advent wins this. All right, let's see.
Well, he's got a molly. He's got a smoke. He's going to get the bomb plant down here on B, and it's going to be a long rotation for Summer. It's an open plant. He can go straight to short, but he's decided to go back toward bench. Ooh. And that, again, is a little bit of a mind game for Summer. If Advent gets this down close enough and just throws the molly on the bomb, he wins the round.
Not even that. Summer shouldn't clear this. No way. Off angle from Advent. Oh! No, okay.
See what I mean?
Well, look, he tried. He did a very good job. Unfortunately, he sat essentially out in the open. Summer looked that direction. I guess maybe if he was a little bit closer to the corner, I don't know.
He couldn't be any closer to the corner.
No, I mean, like, closer to the corner that was in front of him to maybe hide from the angle, you know, Summer. It was a dangerous move from him to peek that line rather than focusing on short, you know, especially with the bomb planter where it was, so.
Well, like I'm saying,
just had his number.
Bit of a mind game, and this time Summer wins. IGL versus IGL. Yesterday, Advent was having quite a bit of success against Invictus, although that was actually on Friday, but you get my point. He was having that one-on-one with Shiasage quite a lot, and he was winning it more often than not. But today, maybe Summer is the bigger brain IGL.
I think the big thing that came out of that round was the bomb plant, because they've done so much damage. They've brought up again into this one. It's a quick 1-for-1 as Orman is going to be traded through. Jam Young with the spam, and now ViCi could just crack TYLOO's economy completely, but that's going to be the bomb lost. Advent isolated out of a main with no one there to help him. How do ViCi recoup from the situation? Surely they regroup as well. Try to split it in.
Jam Young's the one with the AK, so he's the one that's going to have to make the magic happen. He's going to go straight through this smoke. Oh, the flash is good, but he wasn't looking for slowly. He was looking onto the bomb site. He almost had 2 frags there. He's been seen now as well, and slowly has just locked the round down in the favor of TYLOO, and all of a sudden, the map, it starts to slip back into the favor of TYLOO. I know it's still only 7-11. I know they're on the CT side. Comebacks on the CT side as well. Not so easy, but it's a much more respectable looking scoreline here for TYLOO. And think about what would have happened if ViCi would have won the pistol. Go up 12-4, could be 13-4 right now instead of 11-7. That's how much of a difference this makes. TYLOO aren't in striking distance just yet, but they're at least laying the platform for it.
Let's see. Mid-aggression from TYLOO could be the answer, but slowly's whiffed it. And Jamyoung, you cannot whiff against this man today. He is on a rip, on a set. But Attacker could find this bomb in a moment. Trying to swing it right back, but the Tech Knight deals with him. We're back to the 3v3. Looks like ViCi, they're going to reroute towards the back of apartments. Somebody already dropping that smoke. With 1 minute and 20 remaining on the clock, ViCi, they can just dry push out apps here. Let's see if they realize it. Oh, okay. They're going on an adventure. A big rotation.
I don't actually mind this from ViCi because yesterday a lot of what we saw in the game, particularly on Overpass, was when they went to a bomb site and they seemed to have this preconceived idea of what they wanted to do. They committed to the bomb site as well. There was no mid-round rotations. They never really slowed things down. They never made TYLOO think. And so for ViCi here, it was a little bit better. Slow things down. TYLOO's wondering where they are. They're working their way around the map. Maybe they get a nice timing into the A bomb site here. Summer is playing an off angle though. Orman with only a P250. Zoking only a Tech 9. But Kaze spots Summer. The info's there. Unfortunately, the trade isn't quite as clean as it needed to be. Orman's going to try and plant the bomb, but Danking runs around the corner in CT spawn. It's 8-11. TYLOO getting ever closer.
The fact that Summer gets 2 from that position is quite ridiculous. But he's done it, and he's done his job well, and that's just what TYLOO need to get them back into the game. And so far, so good. Not dropping around just yet. ViCi still trying to find one on the T side. And Jamyoung's almost hit 30 already. And neither of these teams are close to the victory. I know. Ridiculous.
Well, you got to question then, where are the rest of the frags for ViCi Gaming? Because if he's at 28 after 19 rounds, and ViCi's only at 11, someone's going missing. And sure, the low-hanging fruit here is Advent, but gets that pass mark. So who else isn't fragging at the moment? Zoking and Orman, 10 or 11 frags each. Not at the level that we've seen them throughout the rest of DreamHack Summer. ViCi's going to really be looking for those guys to step up. Zoking not so much in this round. He's knocked over by Summer. Kaze and Orman though, doing a good job, but Advent being cleaned up in jungle does give a little bit of a problem over to ViCi. Orman's made some noise. Kaze though, how's he on short? He's got rid of slowly. I've got no idea. Kaze can't get around the corner here though. Danking is watching it, so B isn't really an option at the moment.
Oh, but the bomb's going through CT. If Orman falls, it's devastating. He's going to take the safe route and try to make the jump. He does. Okay, so movement allows TYLOO, or ViCi rather, to get over to the B site. And TYLOO have no idea.
I'm not sure why Danking fell off that line, to be honest. He seemed to think there might be something coming through from jungle, maybe, I guess. Took a bit of a peek there, and that actually is what allowed ViCi into the bomb site. So this is a tough one for ViCi to win, though. 12 HP for Kaze, 54 for Orman. Orman's on the side as well, but TYLOO have used their last bit of utility, and that's a nice aggressive angle for Orman to hold. He expected one more, and he gets it. Kaze at least the trade, 12-8. The first round in the second half for ViCi, and their first T-sided round on Mirage.
Spacing a little bit off there between the two. Danking unable to trade it back through. So ViCi now 4 away from causing the upset on TYLOO's map pick here. TYLOO, they've actually used all of their tacticals. You never see that from this team. I feel like they're overthinking the map a little bit.
Well, sometimes they do use their tactical pauses, but not this quickly. That's, I think, the key thing, isn't it? You know, sometimes they do run them down, but like yesterday, for example, in that game on Vertigo, they had a couple of attack pauses right at the very end at something like 15-13 or what have you. But at that point, they still had 2 left. Now, if this series goes the distance, or sorry, if this map goes the distance, you know, if this goes to, let's say, TYLOO brings it back to 14-14, they're not going to have any more tactical pauses to take if the economy gets broken at a time like that. That's when you really need the tactical pauses as well. So TYLOO's gambling a lot on getting something done early in the half here. They've got to force in true to TYLOO's general strategy. And after a tactical pause, they better make it bloody worth it.
I think ViCi's actually taken a couple of pauses himself as well, so let's see where we end up. Mid control for ViCi, uncontested. As TYLOO are just on those pistols. 1-4 split, full gamble over towards the A site. But ViCi seems to have called their bluff. Summer has the line to short, though, except the smoke has bloomed. So somebody, let's see how he fares with just a CZ and a Dream.
Well.
Solid flash.
That's not going to be fun. You can't really do much fairing when you're fully white. ViCi's going to walk into the bomb site here. And look, TYLOO are better off probably just saving these guns, actually.
Yeah, have a crack in the next.
Have a crack in the next one. Don't mind the idea. Big stack on A. If ViCi do commit to the A bomb site, TYLOO's got a good shot. See probably something similar next round from TYLOO, but this is what will allow ViCi up to 13. And I don't know about you, Mac, but I always... 13's kind of like a voodoo number for me, you know, when it comes to Counter-Strike. It's like once you get to 13, then it sort of feels like you're one round away from being one round away. You know what I mean? One round away from 14, which is one round away from being into overtime, which is one round away from winning the map. So it's like, it's a bit of a ladder almost. You know, you get to that point, there's only a few more steps left. So 13 to me is almost the tipping point. Once you get to 13, you're feeling like you're on the home stretch.
The thing is, a lot of teams, once they get to this point, they try to change it up. They try to throw something from, you know, out left center, but it doesn't work a lot of the time. You just keep playing how you're playing and you'll eventually get over the line. That's what you really need to do here. Let's see if TYLOO do the exact same thing. Maybe just continually stack the A site and hope that ViCi run into the trap. But ViCi, they should have this round easily. They should. But this time the stack's going to be towards the B site.
Yeah, that's exactly where ViCi's going. This is, again, those mind games we talk about. TYLOO and ViCi, they play against each other so often that you're going to get stuff like this. It's like, does TYLOO go back to A because ViCi will think, well, we went B last round, so therefore TYLOO's going to stack B this round. Therefore, we'll go back to B because they're actually going to stack A because they think that we're going to go B. You know what I mean? Like, it's all this sort of mind game stuff going on, and they've walked into the wrong bomb site. But, hey, doesn't really matter too much when Orman can get 3 very, very nice entries like that. Danking and Summer have lost their teammates, and there's not a whole lot that they can really do about it. Smoke down for the Macca's Archers. And that's really covered off short. So ViCi had a pretty straightforward run into the bomb site. Nicely done. And they're going to be up to 14. So now they're one round away from being one round away.
Golden Archers smoked off the drive-through strat because you throw them on the way. Give them your order, send it to the site. Was not straight away, though. It was a belated hit. But even so, ViCi cleared that one out perfectly. Great flashes to allow Orman all that space. And he went on what I would say isn't the most common entry line, straight between bench, straight between site. Usually you see a lot of players just wrap in from the short side of site and go the whole way around, but TYLOO, they were ready for that. They weren't ready for someone just bolstering from the van. Let's see how this one goes. Somebody's made the jump to short, and ViCi don't seem to be ready, but from this position, he could hear this busted B, but there's been no rotation from TYLOO yet. There's still somebody just laying in wait in the smoke, looking to play the patience game to maybe surprise ViCi, but there's no one here to find. There is information, though.
Patience is a virtue, Mac. Quite a beneficial trait to have in a game like Counter-Strike. Jam Young. He wants to set up a smoke. So maybe just gonna try and get into the B bomb site here. ViCi, a big split up short and through the apartment. Soaking. He does eventually catch somebody. In fact, it was actually Advent. This is better, though, from TYLOO. They're dancing around the site quite nicely. Kaze low on HP. A jumping shot even here is probably enough from Slowly, but he doesn't require it in the end. Jam Young has to do it himself now because Orman is on the other bomb site. And now TYLOO's like, well, which bomb site really is it? Bomb stuck up in the apartments. Jam Young cannot afford to go down here. He has to get back into the apartments to retrieve the bomb. There's only 30 seconds left. So time is of the essence, and TYLOO, I actually think maybe that it's going to be the A bomb site. Molly's going to go down. Someone's gotten out all the way into market. ViCi have no idea. They have to get the bomb, Mac.
Oh.
They've got 15 seconds.
Yeah, they've just left this one a little bit too late. Jam Young, however, does get a solid pick. And
Are they going to get it in time?
Yeah, they've got time.
Just. Attacker does get across into short. See where Orman goes from here. Peeks right into the angle and isn't quite punished for it. That was the one that Attacker needed. ViCi might be going up to 15. They might be going up to map point now, Mac.
Very, very close, Jordan. And Attacker peeks into the double peak. ViCi, they bring it back in the 2-on-2 with just enough time remaining. And if you told me 40 minutes ago that ViCi was going to take map 1, I would have laughed in your face. I would have said, you are dreaming. But it seems like ViCi have maybe just saved some strats, kept something up their sleeve. But even if they get this round, they've got to do it 2 more times. They've got to cause this upset. And let's see where we're heading from here. TYLOO with another stack towards the A site, realizing ViCi's tendencies of usually going for this side of the map, and they would be correct again. This time ViCi have thrown a little bit of utility at mid, some towards the back of apartments to try and draw out extra rotations, but TYLOO are all in here.
Not a fun real buy from TYLOO, but they have the setup. 4 players over on A. And this could go pretty badly, pretty quickly for ViCi. Good molly to force the push from Dan King, but the mag 7 is good enough. Now he has an AK in hand. Grenades go through. Oh, dearie me. ViCi faltering perhaps at the final hurdle. Trades are coming through, but slowly is fighting stoically on the bomb site and continues to peak. He's got a 3K with a FAMAS smack. Kaze doesn't have control of the bomb. He has to commit to the A bomb site. And there's no 2 questions about it this time for TYLOO. They know exactly where they need to be.
Timing on the smoke as well. Will be minimal for Kaze to work with, so it looks like he's going to go straight through. His toes should be spotted by Slowly, which should be the... Oh, no way! Like that? 2 quickies! Hits the spray transfer. Can't even see Slowly there. And ViCi take map number 1 out of nowhere. We are done. Going to Inferno. I don't even know. See you later.